In the last episode, we went on a huge expedition to find an ancient city. We searched 11 different mountains because they must generate underneath one. What we did not realize was that they also can't spawn near large bodies of water, and that made us waste a lot of time. We were at least finding a lot of resources underground, but we lost that. Twice. Uh-oh. Oh god, oh god. As soon as I hopped back on the world, I started removing all the walls and contraptions in the central structure. We had some issues with storage because we weren't smart enough to grab some wood before coming down here, but we made do with some scraps of wood we found in the city. We then started soundproofing using what wool we had, but we would need a sheep farm in order to finish it. Luckily, this building has a little patch of grass that we can use for sheep. I figured the next important thing will be making a way out of the city, so I began digging a staircase out. When I got to the surface, I placed the lodestone from the base in a new spot at the top of the staircase. I saw some sheep, and I took the opportunity to smuggle those down into our dungeon. Unfortunately, we had a sheep hater shoot and kill one of our dear friends. So without hesitation, I replaced him with a new one. My next plan was to put some lodestone compasses at the world spawn so we can't lose the ancient city. I also grabbed some cocoa beans, bamboo, ink sacs, a fish, kelp, melon, and pumpkins. I also took some time to gather dark oak since we passed its biome. We found this raiding party too, and I took down the leader in glorious combat and obtained a Bad Omen 5 potion, which is pretty rare. Then there were some slimes, and we found our dilapidated hovel pretty easily. I quickly added some storage and dropped off those compasses. On the way back, I saw a lava pool, so I gathered the obsidian we would need for a portal. We spread the storage love at our base too, along with adding the spacious enclosure that the sheep would call home for a while. And we all know how much I love putting my life at risk, so I immediately placed the nether portal and got this sick rebound off a Ghast's face. The real reason we came here was quartz. We need some observers to automate the sheep shearing, and we need quartz to make them. I shift the sheep pen over a bit to keep the insatiable munchers from having access to all the grass. I almost lost all the grass because of them. Then I threw together a quick design for the Sheep Shearer 9000. Alright, so our design is currently very simple. It's just a little bit expensive. Basically, this observer will see that the sheep has eaten the grass off of this block. Once it does have grass on it, it will send a chain of signal. This one will get activated. This one will see that it's activated and send a signal. And then this one will see that this one was sending a signal. And then it'll send a signal to this redstone line that powers the dispenser. Oh, you know what? I think this won't work. Maybe if we have it like this. Yep. Okay. So I do need a block on top of here because the sheep could just jump up and walk out. But now that's fixed. It's powering the block, which is powering the dispenser. But yeah, the dispenser will use the shears on the sheep, and the wool will fall onto this block and fall into the system. And I start jumping around because I have no brain power left after placing like 5 redstone components. What I end up deciding to do is mine 2 layers down in the base to get a feel for how long it would take to do the whole thing. And because I wanted to make this sick montage. The next thing I wanted to do was plant some crops to have some wheat for the sheep. And at first I was going to do it inside our base, but I came up with a much better idea. I was going to need a lot more dirt for my plan, so I went to the surface to ruin the local ecosystem. Next, I was intent on looting some chests in the city. I knew there were hoes everywhere. In-game, of course. Oh my goodness. These pants are nearly perfect. I mean, the only thing they're missing would be thorns, but I don't usually put thorns on there. And then Swift Sneak as well, once we find a book of that. Oh, and we can't stop there. The serotonin only just started kicking in. Didn't actually set anything off. Knockback 2. Oh, another Swift Sneak 3 book. I mean, that's not crazy because we don't really need more than one, but yeah, Knockback 2 is not what we're looking for. Got another Swift Sneak 3 book? That is insanely lucky. So that was Offense 2 out of 3. We also got the Ward Trim, which is pretty nice. And a God Apple. Probably be keeping that on me for a while. Set up our little farm with this hoe. Now it's time for my hopefully not a liability plan. First, I was gonna need to take out these annoying dudes. Then I clear out the area between my base and the surrounding wall. I fill this with dirt, and you can probably see where this is going. I make a bunch of lanterns and fences so I can make these little droopy light fixtures that kind of look like rope. I make a ton of these to light up the whole plot. I started going crazy with patches of plant stuff. I even made water down the sides that kind of looks like irrigation from the plot. Because the bamboo and sugarcane is all dirty, I made a connection so our grass can spread over there. I even put the beans over here, but I don't know if I'll be using any of them. I think it looks pretty nice. And it's much better than slapping dirt in my house, which I still did. Then I decided it was finally time to put a sheep in our humane wool extraction unit. Then I immediately make another one and shove the next victim inside. And unfortunately, I gave in and started looting more chests around the area. I got more pantaloons, but more importantly, a looting 1 book. We will be needing to save as many of these as we can to combine them together. We don't stop there, and we are rewarded for it. Swift Sneak 2. Fortune 1. That's really nice, actually. We can use that already. We'll just put it on a pickaxe. We ended up with a ton of Swift Sneak that we really don't need. We'll be holding on to it anyway. There was also a channeling book for smiting mobs with tridents eventually. And we craft ourselves a recovery compass with all the echo shards. It will show us the last place we died. Pretty nifty. Alright, so there's a few things we need to collect before I can start doing some of the buildings I want to do inside the ancient city. I think the biggest thing is that we want to get Silk Touch so we can actually harvest this skulk stuff, especially these little vines, so that we can use it in our building, because I think it's a really good color and it contrasts really well with the deep slate. And the next thing I want to do is weather some copper, and I believe we have some copper right now. Currently it is not oxidized and it's not even made into blocks, so I guess the oxidizing doesn't matter, but so we'll need to collect some more of that. I also want to get cyan dye, which means we need to go collect some cactus and maybe set up a little cactus farm. I'm not sure how big it'll be, but last thing I want to get is some glass. We're going to use a lot of glass in our builds. I mean, most of my builds will probably have glass in them just because I think it's a really good way to add sort of a realistic depth to the build. Alright, so the first and easiest thing to do is going to be finding a desert to knock out sand and cactus. If we want Silk Touch, we'll have to do a lot of searching, and we are running out of chests to loot in the city. And there happens to be a lot of mine shafting happening on our journey, and we pick up some cool stuff. I also managed to get a skeleton to kill 2 creepers, and we get Music Disc 11 and Strad. Once we grab all the cactus we can see, we hunker down and knock out the sand as well, finishing up our first goal. Now what we really need right now is some more iron, because what I want to do is put the Fortune 1 book that we got on a diamond pickaxe and actually use it to mine more iron and probably some coal, because I don't think we're going to have enough coal to smelt all this sand. There we go, Fortune 1. It's not going to do us a ton, but it's better than having no fortune on it at all. Now here, I actually decided that before mining, I should make that cactus farm so it can start producing while I'm gone. The basic premise is that the cactus blocks are able to grow 1 block taller, but then it detects that it is near a wall and it will shear off by itself and fall into the water collection system. I also had fences in between to prevent the cactus items from flying over into other cactuses and dying. Now I do have a place in mind for when I go mining. Usually stony peaks, which I think there are some on top of the mountain that we're underneath. Stony peaks have higher amounts of coal and iron, which is exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, we're looking to go up there. We end up mining coal and iron for almost an hour, just on top of the mountain and in some surface caves. Dude, get him! Get him! Get him, dude! No! He fell. Alright, we shouldn't have any problems with coal for a long time. Look at how much I got. This is 9 stacks here and about 8 stacks here. And then I got quite a bit of iron as well and some copper. We've used a lot of durability on this pickaxe, but I think it was very worth it. I mean, honestly, we'll probably just repair it really quick. It's 3 levels. That's not bad at all. Now it's back to my gambling addiction. Still need to hit that Slug Touch Diamond Hoe. Let's see, what do we get? Fire Protection 4, Swift Sneak 1, another hoe. Lure 1, Frostwalker 1, Breach 3. Breach is for the mace. Here we go. Our cactus farm is working. Let's go. Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh god. I don't see him. Where is he? Okay, what do we get? More Swift Sneak. Wow, okay. I think we might just wait for him to go away and then grab that last chest. Well, that was the sound. That was actually pretty quick. So the key is to be very quick when he does come up out of the ground. You need to run away from where he is coming out. And then before he's done getting out of the ground, you need to be quiet again. Because that whole time when he's coming up, he can't hear anything and he won't aggro on you. But the moment he starts walking around it and sniffing, if you're making any sounds, he will try to find you. This will almost surely spawn another warden when I open it. There's almost no way you can soundproof this one. If I throw some music discs out, that should be good too. Oh, go, 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 go. No. Alright, we're good. Alright, looks like we didn't get any more books. That's unfortunate. Just gonna go on a drinking spree real quick. I do not advise doing this at home. I was just doing that because we really don't need all those regen potions. I'd rather just have bottles with me. So I've got a bunch of copper placed. This should start oxidizing, turning green. We won't be able to do much construction today, so I figured I'd end the video because I have a lot of content to put together. I don't think I can get much more in here. I mean, we're at about 20 minutes for the video. I mean, I could, you know, start building and stuff, but it's already getting towards the end of the week, and I don't want to go past 1 week. I want to try to keep it 1 week per upload. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this voiceover strategy I've been going with. Sort of been testing a few new concepts per video, and I think this one works out really well. I really wanted to create more engagement and have a clearer thought process for monologue and stuff, because while I'm actually doing the things, I either end up being really quiet or not really explaining things the way I want to. And this way, I can go back and figure out exactly what I want to tell you guys afterward and just add it in. And it's actually pretty nice. It takes a little bit longer, but I really hope you guys enjoy this. Tell me what you think. I think I'll end this here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.